So there's been a lot more talk and recently with WandaVision kind of revealing more and more. The interviews are happening post pretty much every episode. We get a little bit more, and Kevin Feige's definitely finally been talking a little bit about everything. And then he did say, along with the people over running WandaVision, that yes, some adjustments were made specifically to this show due to all the delays, but then like Feige wouldn't confirm everything else that was affected, but it definitely seems like pretty much everything was affected, like going forward, other than I would assume maybe like Eternals or Shang-Chi, because those seem a little bit more singular into disconnected from elements. It seems like the other more modern day settings, like, your Black Widow probably had to get a change or two because of delay, at least in the editing process. Falcon and Winter Soldier, we know 100%. And it seemed to tease that
I mean,
upcoming other
Shang-Chi had to
projects.
stop filming.
True, yeah. And that is true. For a while, too, so.
I think Eternals literally got lucky.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, Sony VFX works, sweet. We're going home, bye. One Division, I want to say they said they literally stopped. Oh, was that the Mandalorian that they stopped, and then the week after it all was shut down? I think it might be the Mandalorian. But I remember One Division stopping or finishing.
Yeah, WandaVision stopped, and then they were supposed to pick up in like July, August, September, and then finally October, November, they wrapped filming. And as they said, like, they were still working on the series and still are. So I definitely feel like there's some elements in here that are, I guess, shifting to accommodate everything is the best way to put it.
But I want to know how much of One Division was actually the pandemic or how much it was a creative decision. Because we know they said it's just 6 hours.
Yeah.
They never said how many episodes. It's just, it's 6 hours. And then it's like, it's going to be 9 episodes. Well, was it always 6 episodes? Because 9's at least one more, if not 2 more than what we've got before. So is that just purely based on the sitcom stuff that drove that decision? Or was it like hey, we're going to go back and actually obviously they went back and reshot some stuff because we saw the pictures of Lizzie in that what was it, the stage magician outfit?
Yes.
Like last year. So that was a reshoot and added in afterwards. I don't know. It might have been. It could have been like a touch-up sort of thing. But it'd be interesting to know if that was a creative or a pandemic decision.
Yeah, well, it's also, they said like Monica's role in the series wasn't figured out till way later on in the project. Like, they knew she was going to be in it, but the approach to what she was doing in her entire role and how she leaves off of that show and goes into Captain Marvel 2, they said that was changing, and then finally, got to where it is in the show as they're finalizing. So it's like, it feels like at some point they might have had different ideas, but as things get delayed and, Captain Marvel 2 is now like years away, they're like, maybe we need to adjust this because, like certain elements are just, you can't wait like 5 years to pay them off because there's so much to other stuff to work with.
Tell that to Guardians.
True, Guardians, and I suppose Doctor Strange when Mordo, because Mordo's going to show up and look like 40 years older at this point. Be like, wow, why has it been that long? So
you could always put Mordo in One Division.
You could. I mean, that was my hope, but who knows?
The guy doesn't want sorcerers. Is kind of letting one just run rampant right now.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I just hope they don't delay anything again. We've only just got a new slate. Obviously, if stuff's fluid, it's going to get delayed anyway.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. But it's just, we wouldn't have to delay it if you just gave people the option and did a hybrid release date.
Yeah, it's interesting position to be in because, like, if you keep delaying these things, you're really backing up against this wall, and my hopes are that not too much is getting spoiled, and I assume they'll cut out scenes and things if they have to spoil something, but then hopefully it doesn't become too jarring to a degree, right? Like,
I say it depends on spoiling. Like if it's what everyone expects, where it's Yelena doing the Thunderbolts thing in Falcon and Winter Soldier, you can introduce a character in a show first, and then we can go back to the movie later on.
Yeah,
like that's fine. We've done that before. That's totally fine. If it's like a huge plot point, then no. Obviously, you're gonna have to do something there. I imagine that the rate they're going, where they've delayed Falcon and Black Widow together, really, I imagine they'd probably do the same thing with that if it was a bigger plot point.
Yeah.
Which then that's when everything gets screwed up.
From
But I think luckily with like Shang-Chi and Eternals, I think they're going to be so far removed for the most part that it's not going to affect anything, so they can just come out whenever.
that's true, and like from my understanding as well, something in the later half of Falcon and Winter Soldier was going to reference something in WandaVision, because at the time, it was one leads to the other. And from what I understand, that element's been removed because now it's like, well, WandaVision's over, right? So it's like teasing something that happens in WandaVision in a show we've already seen seems redundant. So I would assume something like that.
Especially when you swap the order of them as well.
Exactly, right.
Like
so
Falcon was supposed to be first. So.
Yeah. I wonder if this is going to have any effect on like the upcoming Spider-Man projects. Because let's be real, if Spider-Man gets delayed, which it probably will, from December to like early, Doctor Strange's got to get another delay because
yeah, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, you have to have in a certain order. You can't do one before the other because that would be what the point. So, cool, Doctor Strange is your resolution point and everything, and then Spider-Man comes out afterwards. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we jumped around the timeline with these movies before, but when you're so heavily doing tie-in issues to this one thing, you need that to be in order.
Yeah.
Now, I know comics do it all the time where they're released out of order, and everyone hates it because everyone's like, great, I haven't got to read that now because I know what happens in this.
Yup.
I hate when that happens.
I mean, DC Comics is really infamous for that with almost every single event they do. I'm just like, stop, please. Like,
so it's guaranteed every event there's going to be a delay. It's always the issue. That ties in and has a
wasn't it like Doomsday Clock was like 2 years
oh
late?
my god.
I think it went over 2 years, Doomsday Clock.
Oh wow.
I feel like Doomsday Clock is still going on, honestly. That's how long it's been. Like,
it wouldn't surprise me. No, I think that final issue came and went so quickly, and everyone's kind of went, "Was that it?"
Yep.
And then everyone knew what happened afterwards, and it didn't even make sense anyway.
Yeah.
Everyone moved past it and didn't even bother tying it in.
And that's the thing. You like want to try to avoid that on a medium like film and TV because it's like, guys, it's not the same. It's a different approach to this. So.
Luckily with some stuff they can move it around. Like, say if Hawkeye gets done quick enough and that's all good to go, you can release that before Loki. You can just keep pushing Loki back.
Yeah.
Loki's supposed to tie into this one way or another. So you can like push that back and go like, right, well, Hawkeye and Miss Marvel come out first now, and then
it'd be totally weird if they like took out episodes to reference other episodes. Because the shows were delayed or late.
Yeah.
Oh no! Can you imagine? This is all out of order. Why is this Clone Wars? What's going on?
Tom Rothman walks in. Oh, a page out of the Fox playbook, huh? Just takes things out that don't make sense.
This is how we get to live action editor's notes.
Oh.
You're gonna have Feige in the bottom corner be like, "Watch episode 27."
The fuck, like a blur pops up.
Yeah, it look like off yellow white text box comes up with Feige's face.
Go watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode 317 at 14 minutes in. This is the reference. What?
Blue soap. You might remember this from this episode.
At this point, that's why people like us exist, so we can make those references. Be like, here's this obscure garbage.
What do you do for a living? I'm the editor's note. That's my job.